I'll actually, sorry, Paul. Yep, I lied to you. I want to start by, I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank our student body. I want to thank our fans. I want to thank our administration in working so hard to sell that game out. I want to thank our community. This city's been through an awful lot. Our state's been through an awful lot in the last year and a half to 2 years. That's the power of football. Results aside, for 1 minute, that's the power of football. That is what the world should look like. Our locker room's what the world should look like. That atmosphere was special. And I just want to say thank you to our fans, and thank you to our student body, thank you to our band, thank you for everybody involved in this, and thank you to all of you for coming here and being here. It's just really good to have football back. We got to be better. We didn't play well enough to beat the number 4 team in the country tonight, but we got a lot to learn from, and we will. So thank you to everybody making this whole thing possible, because that was special after 2 years. That was really special. And like I said, this place has been through an awful lot. Our state's been through a lot. And there's a community of unity. And I'm proud to be a part of it. So with that, we'll open up for questions.
PJ, I think they had 5 or 6 touchdowns of 30-plus yards.
Yep.
What did you feel like were the breakdowns there?
That's what they do. They make you pick. And it's very difficult because their receivers get down the field very quickly. They got 4 of them that can roll. And they're very well coached. They ran the ball a little bit more effective than we wanted them to, because we felt if we could truly stop the run, make them truly one-dimensional, maybe we'd have a little bit better of a chance, right? And they were able to do it enough where it kept the play-action game open, and that's where we were a little, we were a little exposed at times. And it's unfortunate, but that's why they are who they are. And when they can run the ball and then they can play-action pass, they can roll down the field. Again, that's one of the better offenses I've ever coached against, just because they're everywhere. They make you cover the entire field with first-round draft picks everywhere, and it wasn't good enough tonight. But the standard is to stop it. The standard is to make sure that they don't score, and we did that in the first half. We didn't do that well in the second half.
Do you have an update on Mo Ibrahim?
No update right now. Nope, no update right now. He's with our medical team right now, so whatever it is, we're going to row. It's a football team. And I was just with Mo. And big smile on his face. We're going to be a lot better. We'll be better next week. That's Mo.
PJ, what did you think of just what he gave you before going down and keeping you guys in it the way that?
Yeah, I mean, that's Mo. That's why I think he's the best back in the country. And whatever it is, I mean, we'll figure it out, and we'll row, and we'll get better, and we'll make sure he's healthy at the point we bring him back. Whatever it is, and hopefully it's nothing major, but we don't know that just yet. But 30 carries, 164 yards. I mean, that's what you expect of Mo, right? That's what all of you expect of Mo. You always ask me 25 to 30 carries. Just unfortunate, he kind of got tangled up on a tackle. So, but yeah.
Sept and Bell out. How do you feel the other receivers stepped up tonight?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a game-time decision, and it's unfortunate he wasn't able to make it, so hopefully we'll have him back next week. Our medical team's done a great job with Chris. Chris was into the entire game. I mean, he's done a great job leading those wide receivers. Dalen Wright, I mean, had 5 catches, 57 yards, a touchdown. I mean, he made big-time catches, too. Those were contested catches. I mean, one of the corners they have over there is about 6'2", long, and those are contested catches. Daniel Jackson had some really good grabs. But again, we need to be a complete wide receiving core. I mean, Michael Brown-Stevens makes a few plays. I mean, you look at what he was able to do. Brevin Spann-Ford, we're gonna use everybody, and then our run game. But they're just really good. They're really good. But I think we have a good football team too, and I hope everybody saw that tonight. You'd like a few plays back. You can't take plays back. We knew we were gonna have to play pretty perfect to win that football game, and we have to make sure they didn't play perfect. We played pretty perfect in the first half. The sack fumble really hurt us. But there's only so many times you can run the football. We have to play action pass, everybody. And Dalen Wright runs an amazing route. And he's open. And just extra second. But we didn't have it. They're really good.
Did the loss of Jordan Howden alter things in the back end of the defense?
He's the quarterback back there, and, I mean, our medical team pulled him out and, for his safety, and I'm all good with that. And but that put us in a little bit of a bind a little bit in the middle of that game, especially with some matchup issues. But that's where we're at. I mean, we usually have Michael Dixon in there, and Michael Dixon's missed some time and finally came back this week. So, but again, we're going to get healthy. We're going to learn from this, and we're going to keep growing.
How impressed were you by Terrell Smith's performance at cornerback?
I thought he played a lot more physical than he's played in the past. I thought he covered well. He can really run, and he needs to keep playing to gain that confidence. And I thought he really played well. We can all play better, but you saw the confidence continue to grow. And the more he's on the field, the more confident he's going to be. I think he's a very talented football player, and he's got to keep growing and learning. And but he's going to be a big part of our defense.
Coach, how comfortable are you relying for more from like Potts, Wiley, and Bryce while Mo is out?
Well, we don't know how long Mo's going to be out either. I mean, hopefully it's not anything, but we don't know, right? We're gonna take it one thing at a time, one day at a time, and take all the information in, and then go from there. But Trey Potts is I think he's a tremendous tailback. I think you got a chance to see that too. Bryce Williams played a ton of football here. Cam Wiley has played a ton of football here. Bucky Irving, one of our true freshmen. Kai Thomas. We have a deep backfield, maybe a little inexperienced, but the only way to get experience is go out and play. And I know this is a team, and the next guy's got to go in, and I have a lot of confidence in those guys. And they have a lot of confidence in themselves too. So whatever it is, we'll handle it, we'll row, and those guys will be just fine.
PJ, when you went for it on fourth down in the first half, it seemed like that was an easy decision for you. Can you walk us through
Easy
doing
decision?
that? Well, just at halftime you said.
It looked like it?
Well, no, I don't think so. But at halftime you said we're not going to lay up. So it seemed like.
We weren't. I mean, it went back and forth, though. That's a very difficult call because you're down 10-0. You're in your own deep in your own territory. If you don't get that, they score at 17-0. Now, how you actually call the game and what your strengths are, you're not able to use as much. However, we had to get it. So it was worth the risk to me. I trust our offensive line. I trust our tight ends. I trust our backs. And finally, I just went in the huddle. We were already going to go for it, right? But I went in the huddle to ask them, "You want me to go for it?" And they said, "Absolutely." And I said, "I trust you. So let's go get it." I mean, there's more thinking to that, back and forth, right? You got to really truly feel like that's the best call. It's not just a crapshoot. You got to be comfortable with the decision you make, and comfortable with the consequences that will come your way. But at that particular moment, I thought that was the best call for where we were. And it turned out to be a good call. It's not always the case. But we're going to live and die by that. I mean, we're going to be aggressive. I mean, I love our football team. I said that in the past. I mean, hopefully you got a chance to see why I love our football team. They showed that tonight.
What do you think was a bigger momentum change to your team, the 56-yard run by Mo Ibrahim or the interception by Terrell Smith?
Well, I don't believe in momentum. You know that, right? So I will say that they were both fantastic plays. Good question, though.
First game of the year, what did you learn about your team tonight?
Well, I don't know if I learned that they're gritty. I've known a lot about this team. This isn't a lot like I got out there, I learned a lot about them. I had a lot of questions. I know this football team, and I've been very open about that. Probably different than I've ever been here. How much I love this football team, how fun they are to coach, how enjoyable they are to be around. And I told them in there, I said, if we could and it was legal, I'd go right back to work. Like, they excited me that much about how good we can play. And then I told them, I said, listen, I don't know if any of you are NASCAR fans, but, Daytona 500, I mean, that's the first race of the year, right? We got a flat tire on the back stretch. Still found a way to come in second. But at the end of the day, there's a long season ahead of us, and there's still a race for the cup. It's not an end-all be-all. Would I have loved to win tonight? Absolutely. Did they expect to win tonight? Yes. Are they devastated? Yes. However, they're really confident in themselves, too, that they'll know how to respond. This team's been through a lot, and they'll respond. And the more adversity we have, the closer we're going to be. And this is just part of our adversity. But they're a really good football team, Ohio State is. Really well coached, really good players, and everybody got to see that tonight.
For Coach, or is everyone good?
PJ, how would you like to see your defense create a little more pressure at the point of attack than what you saw here tonight?
Yeah, well, it's way more complicated than that. okay? Because if we were, again, you're looking at how, right? How can you get beat, right? And then you're sitting there saying, okay, well, if we can get beat this way, how can we counter that, right? If we would have brought a lot of pressure, that would have exposed us in a lot of areas, right? That would have made it maybe even quicker at times. And we knew we had to come in with a certain game plan of what we needed to do. And again, we had to keep things in front of us. We were in the first half besides one huge play. We kept it in front of us. We didn't do that in the second half. And you can see how fast that happened. So, two of the big long plays are blitzes that we ran. So they're really good. I mean, you saw them up front, and they spread you out all over the place. And it's not like they're lining up in, 12 personnel and just running it down your throat. They're doing it from a spread. They're making you cover the entire field, hash to hash, sideline to sideline. I would like to be able to see it in the future as we keep moving forward, us to be able to not have those explosive plays, period. However, we can eliminate those explosive plays based on the personnel we're going to play. That's what we want to be able to do. But if you're sitting for cover 2 all day, right, they're going to run for 9,000 yards. So you can't do that either, right? So, and again, we have now data. We didn't have data yet. Now we have data. I mean, I didn't want those explosive plays to happen. And if I knew they were going to happen, I would have called something else, And it's unfortunate, but, you got to give them a lot of credit. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Roll the boat, Sky Mile. Go Gophers. Thank you.
We can jump into questions.
Boyer, it seemed like they just were able to stack up big play after big play. Where did you feel like were some of the breakdowns defensively to have them do that?
I mean, they were a very talented team. They have a lot of talent on the team, and it was obviously it showed today. There's obviously things that we got to clean up as a defense. There's ways we can play better, and there's always going to be ways. Not going to be a perfect game, but just taking away from those big plays that we had today, just finding out a way to make them better, clean up the things that we need to clean up, and coming back and responding for the next game.
Mariano, do you still feel like the defense is trying to get communication down right now?
No, I mean, it was loud. They were doing some things that they hadn't showed on film. It was the first game of the year. They were doing a lot of shifts, a lot of motions, a lot of unique formations that challenged our communication at times. But I felt like communication was good. They were a very physical football team, very talented football team, and there's a very small margin for error when you're going up against an opponent like that, whether it be technique, hand placement, or just getting calls out fast. They were tempoing us at times, so very small margin for error, and any slip up they're going to take advantage of. So we just got to clean up the small details.
Tanner, what did you feel like was kind of the momentum swing? I know you guys don't believe in momentum. What did you feel like was kind of the turning point in the first half with going for it on fourth down and that big decision there?
Yeah, I think that was obviously huge because, you look at where we were out on the field. If we don't get it, the field position turnaround is very poor. And that just shows how Coach believes in us, and obviously we got a huge explosive run off of it. But, the look in the huddle was we're going for it and we're going to get it. So there was a ton of belief in there. There was not an ounce of doubt. And obviously that was a huge play for us, and just proud of how the guys executed on that play.
Tanner, what did you see from Dalen Wright tonight in his debut?
Yeah, I think he did a lot of elite things. He made obviously some great plays, and he's got a really bright future. We just got to keep working with him. But yeah, throwing the ball to him is a gift every single day, and obviously we got a lot of talent outside. Proud of how a lot of guys stepped up and made plays today, and especially number 16. And he made a lot of elite plays, especially the touchdown. Obviously, really strong hands, being able to secure that. Made a fantastic catch. So we just got to keep going, keep changing our best. But yeah, he's got a really bright future.
Tanner, what did you think changed when Mo went down?
Yeah, I think, for us, we always talk about response all the time. And, we talked in the huddle like, hey, it's not going to change anything. And we believe in all those running backs, Cam, Bryce, Trey, and the list can go on and on. And so when we went in there, it's just, hey, we're going to, our identity is our identity. We're going to keep doing what we do what we believe in. And, I think, that's how Coach called it, and that's how the guys went out and executed. But I was really proud of how we responded. Obviously, because seeing anybody go down, you never know what it could be. You always wonder, whatever. But especially with Mo, as big of a leader he is, and I was just proud of how everybody responded. And we just got to keep responding and change our best when we get in the film room tomorrow. But when we watch it, there's going to be a lot of stuff to learn from. But it's exciting, that's for sure.
Feel more comfortable in this game than any game last season because you've now had a year in Mike Sanford's system?
Yeah, I definitely felt really comfortable out there. Again, I got to be a lot better. I got to make a couple more plays to help my team out. But we're close, so we just got to keep going, keep changing our best. But yeah, I felt comfortable back there. A lot of trust in our guys up front and outside. So it's obviously a blessing to be able to get to work with Coach Sanford every day, and did a great job today. But again, I got to be better. I got to make a couple more throws. Give guys chances to make plays. But again, a lot of stuff to learn from, and it's really exciting to be able to take it and learn from it.
I know PJ talked about how they spread you out and tried to get you guys in space. What was the challenge with their wide receivers?
Yeah, extremely explosive wide receivers, and then when you look at their O-line and their run game, they have talent all over the field. So when you're defending, you can't just take away one thing, because a team like that has options elsewhere, and they can attack you in other areas. And no defense is designed to take away everything. That's just not how football works. So when we're calling a game, when Coach Rossi's up in the box and he sees what he sees on film, he's calling something to take away what he expects them to do. And the call is the call. Now you got to go make a play. And at times we just missed on small details, eye placement, coverage calls, things like that, where if we clean up those small details, there's a fine line between playing good defense and not playing good defense. And there was times where we played really good defense today, and there was times where we didn't, and there's a fine line. It's not like we weren't getting out physical at times. It was a physical game, but I felt like just cleaning up small details is where we'll need to improve and continue to change our best.
And on the D-line with the new transfers, first game.
They brought in a lot of energy to the team. I feel like they've brought a lot of that inside push, and everyone in the interior, I feel, has gotten a lot better from last year to this year. So I mean, they're just a great addition to the team right now, and that experience that they have, because those guys have definitely played at other schools and have playing experience in many situations in big games like this. Players have played exactly the same Ohio State team, so they've just been a great addition to our team right now, and I really enjoyed having them with us.
I think it's a little bit different at preparing and making adjustments for games. That a week one game like this, when you don't exactly know what wrinkles you're going to see, is it more in-game adjustments that are required?
I feel like it's definitely different, especially with the quarterback being his first game. You never know how the coordinator's feeling, if he's confident in his quarterback or if he's confident in his offense. So it's really, you have to do a lot of adjusting. You take film, you study film from last year, watching games. But, the first game is always, up in the air for the things you can expect, because you can't necessarily know the identity of offense based off the first game of the year, especially with a new quarterback. You don't know how the connection between the quarterback and the coordinator is. So, yeah.
Take us through the sack fumble, how close it looked like Dalen was coming open on a corner route. Take us through that and how close you were.
Obviously it's all about the narrow, so Dalen ran a great route, great call. And they made a good play. At the end of the day, I got to feel that. If I feel him right on me, move more quickly or just secure the ball. But that can't happen. That's nobody's fault but mine. But yeah, it was a great call. And it's football, and we have to just continue to respond from it. But again, it's all about the little things. It's all about the narrow. And so one thing like that can, when you look in the big picture of things, can mean a whole lot. But again, that at the end of the day, that comes down to me. I got to secure the ball better, put it in. If I feel that right there, really securely tight it, and just find a way to make it happen. Or because obviously the ball is a program, and putting the ball on the ground is just never acceptable.
How refreshing, for lack of a better word, was it to get out there in front of a sold-out crowd, just knowing you had to play in front of a stadium 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was fun. It felt really good, to be honest with you. To feel the energy, to feel the juice from our fans, and I hope it's like that every single game, to be honest with you. It felt normal, coming in the bus, seeing people tailgating, getting ready to play the game, walking out there. The student section was packed. It felt really good, and it was exciting for us to be able to have that. And obviously, it's exciting, for our fans to get back into Huntington Bank Stadium and be a part of game days again. But again, we got to continue to change our best, and I know we're going to do that next week when we get out here as a team, and we're excited, to be able to respond and change our best next Saturday.
Little things that you maybe forgot about or appreciate more, just like the bus ride over or something pregame where like, oh yeah, this is a lot different. We haven't seen this in 2 years.
Yeah. I think there's a million things you can say, but I mean, running out of the tunnel is always a fantastic feeling, week one. But for me, I always love, pulling up, before we get out there for the Gopher walk. What's it called? Gopher walk. Right before the game, we're in our buses. Goldie's leading us out there. You see the people tailgating, excited for the game, pull up, and then, you see the excitement as we walk into the stadium. And I always love being able to see my family, give my mom and sister a hug. It feels really good before a game. So that's something I missed, and I'm grateful that we had that.
Do we have any more questions for student athletes?
Tanner, so Matthew Trickett made a 46-yard field goal. It was his first ever attempt at a field goal and a make in a Golden Gopher uniform. How excited are you on offense, knowing that you have a kicker that you can trust?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, the guy's played a lot of football. He's very talented. He's very good at what he does. He's really confident, and so it obviously does make things a lot better. Making sure you get into field goal range if that's the situation, what the situation needs, and obviously that he has a long range. But yeah, it obviously it goes into game planning based on the situation. I know I just said that, but I mean, it does make you feel a little comfortable, and it's exciting to see him do it. He's again played a lot of football, and his first kick, 46-yarder. I mean, I don't think anyone on our sideline doubted that was going in, to be honest with you, because that's what he does. That's what he does on a consistent basis every day. So Yeah, it obviously is very big and it's exciting for us.
Thank you, everyone.
Do not talk very loud. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check, check, check. Oh.